Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning. This is the Senior Moments Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, with Bryce Patton today. Good morning, Bryce.
Good morning, Sid. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to have you here today.
It's good to be here. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's always fun to do this with you, and Bruce can't be here. And today we have visiting Wendy Farr, and I need to watch my tongue. She is the development manager for Northern Utah for the Alzheimer's Association. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning, Sid, and good morning, Bryce.
How's it going?
Very, very good. Terrified. A week from today, we have our walk at Merlin Olsen Park, so I'm a little bit... there's a few more things I need to check off my list. So we have an awesome, fabulous event.
That's great. And let's get to that in just a minute and maybe introduce you a little bit more. But let me talk about our sponsor really quick, because our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, and really anybody who cares. If you would like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show or questions for us, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406. So, Wendy, let's maybe for our listeners that have not heard, you've been on with us before, but maybe for our listeners that don't know you, introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little bit why you do what you do.
Oh, excellent. I always enjoy getting to share my passion for working with those who have dementia and have been living with it, whether it's a current journey or whether it's a journey that a family member has been through previously. About 20 years ago, my husband and I got the crazy idea to open a home care business, and it just so happens to have been the same one that Bryce is with. It just was in Colorado. And we were so inspired by families and by the struggles that they were experiencing. We immediately started volunteering with the Alzheimer's Association as owners of a non-medical home care company. And quickly it turned into a personal mission for us to be able to impact others who were struggling through that. I originally was a special ed teacher, and I've always just sort of gravitated towards people with special needs, and it's just been a real joy. Real blessing to be able to do this now here in Cache Valley, to be able to offer that to our community.
Well, that's awesome. So how long have you been here in Cache Valley with the Alzheimer's Association?
Well, the association's been here a very long time. I mean, we've had a presence in the state of Utah from north to south for quite some time. However, because of COVID, in positive ways, we were able to do that in a more positive, involved approach, so that I don't have to work out of Salt Lake. I actually can remote from my home, and so I can be more present with the local senior centers, and obviously getting to know like your organization, Bryce, and other opportunities, and working with Utah State and some of their professors and the exciting things that they're doing. It's something we've not been able to do previously in as smooth a way as we can now, because I don't have to travel from Salt Lake.
Absolutely.
Which is great.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things the Alzheimer's Association does. So maybe let's start off with, we've talked about it before that it's coming up, but let's talk about the Alzheimer's Walk that's happening next Saturday.
Yes. So we have several different arms of care and support that we offer through all of our different services, and one of the main areas is we can't do any of the things we offer without fundraising. So the Walk to End Alzheimer's, we have about 600 walks across the country about this time of year. It's a very busy time for us at the national level as well as locally. And it is our opportunity to provide resources, information, be able to offer opportunities for companies like Comfort Care, as well as other assisted livings and other organizations to share their resources with our community members. but it's also a time to celebrate. It is a walk. We have a route. We do actually do some physical activity, but you don't have to walk. We have 2 different versions. One's a little bit smaller, more conducive to wheelchairs and people that may have mobility concerns. It's really about coming together and celebrating, supporting one another. So again, whether it's a current situation and they need information and guidance, or whether it's a past and people are there creating teams and doing fundraising on behalf of a loved one in their honor, it's a very inspirational couple of hours to spend on a Saturday.
So what's the schedule like on that Saturday? When does it start, and what happens when?
Well, last year we started at 9 o'clock, and we were very cold as volunteers getting set up that last year. So we changed the time to 10 o'clock. And so 10 o'clock at Merlin Olsen Park. We gathering and being able to interact with some of the booths and some of the information that's going to be available. We will have, as our association, our care and support programs information, as well as advocacy opportunities. And that actually will kind of conclude around 10:30, 10:45. Then we'll have our ceremony, which is called the Promise Garden ceremony. And it's where we highlight the different colors of our very iconic branded flowers that we use to show all those and what our roles might be in different ways. Yellow is to represent a caregiver, so somebody who's currently caregiving for another loved one. Our blue flower is for someone who has a diagnosis. Orange is for those who may not currently be impacted, but they are a member of the community, they care, it's important to them, and they want it to go away. They want it to be a better world for all of them. And then our purple, which is our very much distinctive color that most people recognize us by, sadly represents that you've lost someone. And I have a couple of flowers based on several people in my life that I have lost to this illness as well. And but during that ceremony that we have, during the walk, we also have a white flower. And that white flower is usually represented by a younger child that's, present that day to represent the first person to be cured. It's very hopeful, it's very celebratory, and looking towards the future where there truly is a day in a world without dementia.
Well, that's fantastic. So it seems like just a really wonderful event. If someone wanted to come walk or participate that day, do they need to sign up beforehand, or can they just show up?
Yes, we do prefer that we get a registration. That way we can get them the information if something should change, or if we need to, whatever might happen the day that morning of. And that is an easy way to sign up. It's alz.org/walk. That gives you the opportunity to choose which state you want to search through. You choose Utah, and then of the 7 walks for Cache Valley, it would be Logan. And so choose Logan, and that goes right to our webpage where they can get registered, and lots more information as well.
Oh,
so before we're almost getting up on our first break, if somebody is not tech savvy, is there a phone number that you can call to sign up, or is it only online?
I would be happy to give my phone number. I don't know if I should do that, but yes, I would be happy to do that. So I recently moved back about a year and a half ago from Colorado. So my area code is 719-761-5375. And they can text or call me, and I can help them get through that process.
Super, Wendy. Thank you. This is the Senior Moments Show. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a prearranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts prearranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
This is Brian Erickson for the Sunshine Minute. Each day, our nurses, CNAs, cooks and servers, housekeepers, laundry staff, music, recreation therapy teams, office staff, receptionists, and many more arrive around the clock. These heroes show up ready and willing to serve and protect our residents and clients. We are so grateful to our dedicated team. On behalf of the Board of Sunshine Terrace Foundation and our community, thank you to all of our employees for keeping us safe. We bring more to life together.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moments Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, with Bryce Patton today. And we are visiting with Wendy Farr. I have a little tongue twist today. She is the development manager for Northern Utah for the Alzheimer's Association. And before we went into the break, we talked about the Alzheimer's, or the Walk for Alzheimer's. What's it?
Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Now, there you go. See, I'm doing it all wrong.
Tongue twister again. Yes.
Yes. And that is happening next Saturday at 10 a.m. And give us the location again and the website to sign up. And if someone is not tech savvy, you are nice enough to leave your phone number.
Yeah, so Saturday, the 16th, 10 a.m., Merlin Olsen Park. Best way to get signed up is alz.org/walk. You'll have the opportunity to then search by state, and then all 7 of our walks across the state will pop up, and you would choose Logan, and then it's a simple process to register from there. If they're unable to do that, they can call me. My area code is 719-761-5375, and I'd be happy to help them any way that I can. And we would encourage having people who may not have come before, and so the process itself might be new as well. So thank you for making that suggestion.
Well, this sounds like an awesome event. I know I'll be there, but it's more than just an event. We are raising funds, correct?
Yes, correct.
So what are these funds? What do they go for? What kind of stuff, besides just putting on these wonderful events, what kind of things does this fund go to?
Well, I was a volunteer myself on behalf of the association for about 17 years, and I knew that we did great things, but I didn't really understand until I became a staff member. We are the 3rd largest funder for research across the globe. I was not aware of that. Behind the United States government and the Chinese government, not sure what that's about, but we are the 3rd largest funder, and why that's important is that we currently have about 450 different clinical studies that are international clinical studies being done. Not all of them are pharmaceutical. Many of them are lifestyle things that we can do, how we can prevent, how we can look forward to the future so that we really can see a world without dementia. I am so proud of the fact that the funds are used in a way that they are accurately being used in the ways that I feel people would be proud of. It's also for care and support, so providing support groups for people who are locally and want to gather and have that opportunity to have the conversation with others who are going through or have gone through similar situations with their loved ones. The education, I did that for 17 years. I taught the classes, and I was terrified when COVID came and I had to learn how to do it on a virtual platform. But it became this wonderful thing that I got to teach a class of 12 people virtually, and every single one of them was in a different location. 3 of them were from the same family, and they were able to participate together. Those funds are used also to help support that opportunity. And the advocacy, all of those different buckets ultimately come from private donations from the walk the day of, and even though the walk is this next Saturday, the funds are still accepted up until the end of the year under this 2023 year. And so it doesn't have to be done by next Saturday, but the event itself to honor and to celebrate, have that moment to be together and to gather in person, that is this next week.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but people can still get on the website and just donate then. If they're not able to make it to the walk, they're able to just go on and contribute in their own way that way.
Absolutely. One of the other reasons why we encourage registration is so that during that process of when somebody would do a donation, that would then come back as a donor statement that they would be able to use for their tax records as well. If it's just cash, that we have certain policies that we have to follow on the day of walk for that. But if they go through the registration process and they choose to do a donation at that time, then that goes through the normal IRS processes, and then they would then get that tax donor statement that they can add to their taxes at the end of the year. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Everything that we do, everything that we spend money on, we are accountable to those that help to fund us. And I'm really proud of our rating as far as an organization and how we are able to do business, but also be very smart about it. So, for example, this year, when we have our walk and I have vendors, I have asked most of the vendors, if at all possible, to please bring their own pop-up tent. And if they have a table, that would be great, because then I don't have to order it. And those are funds that I don't want to spend funds from donors to rent a tent and a table. And everyone has been really gracious about that.
Awesome.
And because I want to be a good financial steward for the funds that come in, and that they are directed to where they need to go, particularly here in Cache Valley. How can we support the families? How can we provide accurate information? I don't know if y'all have seen stuff on Facebook or things lately, but all the stuff about how to prevent dementia, most of it is not accurate, and I would not want people to turn to sources that are sketchy. Did I say that nicely?
Well, let me ask you a question there, because you had mentioned before that you do education. Is this a good time to ask if you have any education coming up for Cache Valley, or if you're doing another one that is like a Zoom web link type thing?
Yes. In fact, we have classes going on all the time. Many of them have a virtual option, so whether they're not focused, but if they're actually being directed from the Valley, they would still be able to participate. Sometimes it's good to be involved with another group as well, so that's maybe not here, so you hear other stories and experiences. The best way to do that would be to go to the website again, alz.org. There is a calendar of events. Our 800 number gives them the opportunity also to converse with the professionals who can help direct them with those classes, where they can get more education, and requests for maybe groups that want us to come. We can do that also. In fact, that's one of my most favorite things, is to really get in front of individuals who want information. And when I leave, I didn't solve their problems. I didn't fix the journey, but I do feel like those pebbles were sort of swept out of their pathway and some of the stumbling blocks, and the path is a little bit easier for them.
Awesome. We're already coming up on our second break here in a hurry. So, Wendy, I'd love for you to mention again the date next Saturday and time for the Alzheimer's Walk, and again, how people can sign up online or find things about education.
alz.org/walk. Again, it gives you the opportunity to search under state, and then we have 7 walks across from north to south across the state. You would choose Logan. If they're not comfortable doing it through the website, then they can call me, 719-761-5375.
Super. Thank you, Wendy. This is the Senior Moment Show. Again, we are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moments Show. I am your host, Sid Roeder, today with Bryce Patton, and we are visiting with Wendy Farr. She is the Development Manager for Northern Utah for the Alzheimer's Association. We've talked about the Alzheimer's Walk that's coming up next Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Merlin Olsen Park in Logan, if I said that right. And one thing that has come up in discussion before this show is we had previously to talk about some medical advancement things, and I'd love to hear an update on that.
So I have been in nonprofit world for about 15 years, and I never really thought I would be involved in something where I could look back in such a short span of time, like 6 months, and go, wow, that changed. Like, this has improved. And that's exactly what's happened in our situation. We've had medical studies, clinical studies that have been in the pipeline for a long time, new pharmaceutical possibilities. Two in particular that have been in the pipeline for quite some time. It's been very exciting just to have any kind of a treatment. The ones previously helped with symptoms, but they did not show a slowing of the progression of the dementia, which is what we've all been hoping for. In early January, exciting news, the FDA had given accelerated approval for one of these drugs. We were so excited, but immediately afterwards, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid said, oh, well, we're not going to cover that. It was very disheartening and frustrating, but it did, through advocacy efforts, we had a rally in Washington, D.C., with a lot of purple being worn along the mall and, walking on that to show our frustration. And then that didn't work. And so every state in the country had a rally at their state capital, and I was really proud to be a part of ours in Salt Lake on June 21st. And that has all made a difference. And that has had a change, a reversal. And so now Medicare has said that they are going to cover it, which is exciting, and to be a part of that. All those advocacy efforts are funded and encouraged and provided by those who support us. One of the things with the advocacy, channel that we work with is that it's not that we care about this particular drug. I'm not even going to mention the name of the drug. It doesn't matter what that pharmaceutical drug is available or the company that supports it. What does matter is that a family, their individuals and their family members with a provider should be the ones making those decisions. And that's what we are very proud that we were able to be a part of putting that back into the hands of the individuals and not having it just automatically not covered. That was not okay.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you guys you guys do a lot of advocacy on the state level as well, then?
Yes, correct.
Do you do any other collaboration with the state or any other programs through the state?
Yes, especially here in Cache Valley, we are really excited about Utah State University receiving a grant from the state of Utah, funded by the taxpayers, to be the Alzheimer and Dementia Research Center for the entire state. It was awarded about a year and a half ago. Very exciting, very well deserved. Part of the reason why we were excited was that when they proposed the grant, we were a part of that with the Alzheimer's Association so that we would have a partnership. We now have a full-time staff member that is part of those grant monies that is funded by that grant as a way to show that when the research center here at Utah State has information and they have a family that they may encounter, we have somebody on staff there in the building on campus to be able to provide that information and resources. So there is a coverage between the two. It's not just the research and information, but they actually get real world answers when they get any phone calls that come in from there.
So can I ask really quick, do you know what kind of studies they're planning to do? Because I'm assuming it's not quite in operation yet, or is it already rolling?
I do not. A lot of it, I do know it will be based on what some of those graduate, postgraduate students are already working on. One of the other aspects of why they won the award was due to the fact that they have satellite offices throughout the whole state. And so it's not going to be just focused here in Cache Valley. It will also have other opportunities. They're just getting started, so that's not where we're at yet. But in 5 years, the incredible information and medical breakthroughs that we may be able to have, particularly in lifestyle. Like, what is it about lifestyle choices that really impacts what our future may look like with dementia? One of the studies that came out at the International Alzheimer's Association conference in Amsterdam was that volunteerism in later life has shown to have a decrease in dementia symptoms. Very exciting.
That is very exciting. We're already at the end of our show, Wendy, so I'd love for you to mention one more time the website and the phone number if somebody has struggles to sign up for the walk online.
Yes, so alz.org/walk. Choose the state of Utah as the search, and then we would be the walk listed under Logan. My phone number is 719-761-5375. We also have an 800 number that is 24/7 helpline for individuals who are looking for any kinds of answers, not just about our calendar and our caregiver support groups and such. And that number is 800-272-3900.
Super. Thank you, Wendy, so much for coming in and talking about this. This is the end of the Senior Moments Show. We'll hope you tune in again next week.